Thank you, my dear. Good evening and welcome to tonight's stream. I'll be continuing on with 4.1 MSQ. Sorry, I'm just closing some stuff in the background. Because I'm lagging a little bit. And okay, that should help a lot, I think. Let me just check that I don't have anything else necessary running. Okay, oh, that does seem better. Okay, where are we? This way. We can fly. Why are we walking? Okay, so yesterday we spoke to Fudola. We found out a bit about why she does what she did what she did. And she was pretty shocked at being herself what we have done. So I'm not quite sure myself where it's gonna go from here. So I guess we'll see. Lise is lost in thought. I don't know that we solved anything exactly, but we've given Fudola something to think about at least. Yeah, very much. I found something new to think about too. I don't know about you, Sidon, but the visions only come to me every now and then. From the way Fudola kept wincing, though, I get the feeling she's having them almost all the time. That's a lot of bad memories to deal with. I wonder, could there be some fundamental difference between one who is born with the echo and one who's been artificially imbued with it? Well, the immortal flames have been scouring that research facility ever since the liberation. There's a chance they might have some answers for us. Yeah, good thought. General Alden's there overseeing the investigation. Let's go and pay him a visit, shall we? I have no idea how to properly navigate the city, so I will just fly over everything. General Alden is inside, aye? Will you be joining him? Yes. Oh, yeah, we are. What news? You spoke with Fudola, I take it? Yes. As expected, she didn't say very much, but it wasn't a total waste of time. Arenvald noticed something odd about her. He thinks she might be having visions almost constantly, which is not how the echo normally works. Have you found anything here which might explain why it's so different for her? We've been hard-pressed to just recognize the research materials, let alone study them. To be frank, I'd welcome the science expert assistance, if you have the time to lend a hand. So many bodies, every one of them victim of these experiments. Few show any signs of external injury, and we've been able to determine they perished from forcible ether extraction. Such a miserable way to die. Jesus. That does sound pretty bad. Oh, the ironworks are here. All the pods are designed to drain ether of the occupants, save that one right here. Unlike the others, the interior has been fitted with an array of sensors to measure etheric waveforms. To what purpose, however, I couldn't tell you. What are you doing? The device in which Krill was held seems to have even more ominous, now you know its purpose. The surrounding pods are marked Supply Subject, while this one is labeled Master Subject. The Ironworks received a request from the Alliance to analyze these devices, and I've been recording everything of interest. Did you notice the labeling? All the pods are designed to drain ether of the occupants, save that one right there. Unlike the others, the interior has been fitted with an array of sensors to measure etheric waveforms. For what purpose, however, I couldn't tell you. I know little less of science, so any light you can shed on this facility's operations would be much appreciated. Silence, shall we start with you? The others take the ether out of the other ones and put in the person that's in there. I don't think it's that hard. Taken in combination with the testimonies of Creel and Thancred, I do begin to see exactly what the Imperials were intending here. The enhancement procedure entailed infusing a single candidate with ether siphoned from a multitude of supply subjects. As for the master subject, in this case Creel, the patterns of her etheric activity would provide, of course, the model upon which they would artificially engineer the candidate's aura. In other words, they were trying to recreate Creel's echo? I believe so, which would explain our prisoner's present state. Creel is possessed of an unrivaled ability to hear the whispers of the soul, and it seems probable that the procedure engendered the same acute sensitivity in Fordola. Except forcibly so and much more intense and unstable. The soldiers who guard Fordola, many of them lost friends and family to the skulls. And there's a sentry at her door night and day, if she can't help sensing their thoughts and seeing their past. But you don't just see their past, you live it. All the emotions, all the pain. Imagine what it'd do to you. You'd never be the same again. Jesus, that's insane. Indeed, as you may recall, Isael was completely transformed by a single glimpse of Race Valga's past. Fordola has been forced to experience the agony of those whose lives she destroyed. The guilt must be unbearable. That explains her request to be executed. Sounds to me like a kind of justice. Regardless, she can suffer on for now. We have more pressing matters to consider. What? If the results of these experiments have been relayed back to Garlemald, there will be naught to stop the Empire from repeating the trick. They could give the echo to anyone, to an entire legion. We must be ready. We must learn all of the... Need more sleep. We must learn all we can of these godforsaken procedures, and Fordola remains our best source of information. You'll not be getting a wish, not yet. Right. Keep faith, lass. If you are to convince the others to follow you, you must believe what you are telling them. People will respond to passion, but not if it's feigned. I understand. Thank you, General. We should leave the flames to it. Let's go. I go looking for answers about the echo, and end up getting schooled by Raubon. Yet more evidence that I don't know what I'm doing. It's no wonder people listen to him and not me. Oh, don't sulk. General Alden is a veteran of countless campaigns. Yes, you cannot compare yourself to a commander of his experience. I know, but I also know that couldn't have convinced that mob to give up and go home. It makes me realize how much we rely on his authority, and how much I still have to learn. I wonder what he'll do when everything here is settled. I mean, it's his homeland. After going to the trouble of winning back, might he not want to stay? It is a quandary which countless refugees now face. To continue the life they built in Uldar, or start again in the land of their birth. Aiden, a moment. I am newly returned from Uldar with a message from the Sultana. Oh? Turn of events? Her Grace desires an audience with you. We understand that you have responsibilities here, but asks that you visit the palace at your earliest convenience. Well, I must away and attend to other business. Until next time, my friends. An audience with the Sultana? Depending on the nature of a consultation, this might be the perfect opportunity to inquire about the General's future plans. Yes, we'd all like to know about those, Alphonode, but not everyone's as comfortable interrogating royalty as you. Take no notice of him, Sidon. Alphinode's thoughts appear to have turned from adventure to administration. Casting, healing, and more bad casting. Guess that one's so. Wait, bossy be. I guess it probably would be better casting. Well, the question of how to put the Mad King's treasures to good use shows no sign of answering itself. Shall we be about it, Arenvald? I am at your beck and call. And I should be getting back to my own tasks. I'll organize a squad to head down into the ruins, and then we will start preparing for the big meeting. Oh, send Nanamo my regards, Aiden. Sure. And ours too, if you please. We shall see you on your return. Thank you. Oh wait, I haven't done my cactopod today. Ah, that's fine, I'll do it later. You are expected, my lord. Please proceed. You're welcome.
アラミ語の奪還がなった今だからこそ、折り入ってそなたに相談したいことがあったのじゃ。他でもない。ラウバーンのことでな。
How convenient.
今でこそ、サカツ州の一人として、そして不滅隊の局長として辣腕を振るっているやつじゃが、アラミ語の出であることはそなたも知っていよ。故に祖国アラミ語を取り戻した今、帰国を望むのが当然と思っておったのじゃが。
Okay. It is bookie time. Does he leave or does he stay? I get the feeling ultimately he'll stay the general of the Immortal Flames.
ラウバンメはアラミ語の情勢が落ち着き次第ウルダ派に戻ると当然のように語っておる。
Hmm. But she still thinks this might happen.
無論ラウバンはわらわにとって誰よりも頼りになる重心であり、右腕とも言える存在。
Which makes you his
見てもらわ
dearest
ねば
friend.
困るくらいじゃ。じゃがこれでも長い付き合いなのでな。
Hmm.
わらわにだけは分かってしまうのじゃ。奴の瞳の奥にひとかけらの迷いがあることが。ウルダ派への残留かアラミ語への帰還か、どちらの道であるにせよラウバーンには迷いなく後悔なく歩む先を選んでほしい。
Hmm.
いつまでもわらわが頼りないままではラウバーンも心のままに動けはしないであろう。わらわは真の意味で自立し女王としての務めを果たさねばならん。そのためにもこの目と耳で世界を知りたいのじゃ。少しばかり付き合ってはもらえぬか。
Oh. Oh. Okay. We need a bodyguard. Surely.
ありがたい。恩に切るぞ。では少しばかり変装していくゆえ表で待ち合わせるとしよう。
Yeah, please. Should be right here, right? Yes. Oh, I still need to do the event. Perchance you remember Lilira? Perchance you remember Lilira, the merchant's daughter? This is the persona I assume when I venture beyond the palace walls to observe my subjects unnoticed. Ordinarily, Papashan would accompany me, but for this particular thing I need an advisor, not a minder. And that is why I requested your company. Over the course of your many adventures, you have met people from all walks of life, in every corner of Eorzea, and I would make use of your worldly experience. Thank you. Now let us be on our way. Our first destination is Stone's Throw, just beyond the gate to Nod. Huge corner. Look upon this procession of tattered tents. These refugees camp in squalor at the mercy of the elements and Danaland's predecessors. Danaland's predators both. The city's mighty walls offer safety, but the streets overflow with people as it is. And unless blessed by the hand of Nold himself, no refugee could ever hope to afford a dwelling in Uldar. 20 years have passed since the fall of Alamigo, and 5 since the calamity, yet the plight of the poor has grown more desperate, not less. As Sultana, the blame falls upon me. I would say she's done her best. Then my best has not been good enough. Oh, true. Maybe. Shall we press on? I would follow the road to the unholy air. That's close enough to fly. Ah, we have to go around just a bit. I could have raised the ceiling just a little more in this, well, quite a few of the Thanalan areas. It was here, in this wholly unremarkable place, that my mother and father met their doom. I was but a child at the time. My parents were returning from an inspection of our interests in eastern Thanalan when an untimely rockslide crushed their carriage. To this day, it is not certain if the incident was simple misfortune or an expertly planned assassination. Rabban once offered to reopen the investigation and bring me the truth he assumed I must surely crave, but I refused. Even if my parents' death were orchestrated by monetarists, we could have only brought their hirelings to justice. We could only have brought their hirelings to justice. The true villains, those who plotted to put me on the throne as a biddable puppet, were ever beyond our reach. Thus did I plan to strip the merchants of their power and place our nation in the hands of its citizens, quite unaware of the consequences my actions would have for you and yours. I shudder to think how many goodly souls paid the price of my naivety. I am no longer a child reciting words with witless obedience, and I will not be used as a pawn in the monetarist damnable games. Forgive me for my outburst. You are one of the few people whom I feel I can speak my mind. Come, let us return to Uldar and visit the Colosseum. I think now's a good time to take a quick little detour. Let's see, can we get lucky? Ah. Is that it? That's bad. It's all bad. 9 and 8, that's 12. The best we can hope for is 21. Yeah, we can't get it there. See, 4, 9. Aww. Fix an A. I think I want to see what's there. Again, trash. 12, 21, if that's a 9. We have 9 and 7, that is 13, 22. And we can't get anything else. 9 and 7 here is 21. Wait, is that right? Wait, 986. That would be 15. Yeah, that's our best bet. Yay! Okay. Enough goofing around for now. Colosseum. Gladiators Guild. Oh, so he's... Oh, of course. Oh, yes. I need to continue with that at some point. From the moment I became Sultana, I found myself thrust into an endless parade of document signing and ceremonies. For years I simply signed where I was told to sign and sat where I was told to sit, blissfully oblivious to what any of it meant. Yet one good thing did come from that ignominious chapter in my life, for it was during an official visit to the Colosseum that I first met Raoban. The match I had been invited to attend was not at all what I expected. They had pitted the Bull of Alamigo against some dozen or so rival gladiators. Blinkered though I was, I would not stand for so obvious an injustice and demanded to see a fair fight, one man against another, and my royal wish was duly granted. It was not until later that I learned of the gambling ring which had arranged for Raoban to die on the sands that day. Holy shit. Damn. Regardless, my intervention meant that Raoban had but a single opponent to dispatch, which he duly did. And when he knelt before me to receive the winner's purse, he swore that he would one day offer me his blade in his service. Surrounded as I was by liars and manipulators, I confess I dismiss it as a pleasant piece of theatre. But as you know, Raoban is a man of his word. Though it took him another 5 years of fighting in the blood sands, he amassed a fortune so great as to buy not only his freedom, but a seat on the syndicate. And then I had my blade. Jesus. God damn. Are we gonna see the... Yes. Damn. No chance. Oh. Jesus.
約束果たしましたぞ。
でかした。
Ah.
次はわらわの番じゃな。そなたが手にした優勝賞金を持ってそなたもサカツ州の仲間入りじゃな。
我が力と知恵のすべてを捧げましょう。
Ah.
我らが女王陛下とウルダハに幸あれ。
Wow. We actually had it could be used for something really positive. Words cannot well express what the man means to me. There are others who care deeply for my well-being, of course. Papashan's love for me is that of a grandsire for his grandchild. But upon matters of governance, I cannot turn to bodyguards and maidservants for counsel. Rauban, with the authority of his syndicate position, was the first sword I could wield. His was the only edge which could cut the strings that bound me. I'll take Jill. Jill. A lot of lost in thought, yeah. The Sultana's duty. Nanamo seems lost in thoughts of the past. We must make haste. My absence will not go unnoticed by the Sultana Sworn for long, and there are other places I would like to visit. To the Arzaneth Ossuary. Oh, that's the armitage skill. Oh, that's a nice statue. When the calamity threatened, Rauban led the Alliance forces into battle on the plains of Cartano, and I remained here. I prayed with all my heart that Archon Louisoix would have the power to rouse the 12. He did. Since that day, I have made a custom of visiting this shrine during each of my little excursions. Here I seek the blessing of Thal, reflect upon my choices, and ask myself if I am fulfilling my duties as Sultana. You are rightly celebrated as a champion because you have led the line in 100 battles for the good of Eorzea. In much the same way, I believe the measure of a monarch lies in how she leads her people in times of adversity. If I am to be a sultana worthy of the name, I cannot turn a blind eye to the troubles facing Ul'dah. I have chosen my path, Sidon. With Alamigo now freed from imperial chains, I finally see a way to aid the refugees. Oh? Do tell? Already, many displaced Alamegans seek to begin the long trek home. To facilitate that process, I have made a small contribution, an artisan school in Ralga's Reach for any who wish to learn new trades. Realistically, however, it will take years for such training to yield tangible benefits. But we do not have years. These people will need shelter and employment if they are to survive, and this time the Ul'dah treasury shall provide. Oh, that's very kind of you. Precisely where and how to allocate the necessary funds is, of course, another question. I would to seek the advice of one who employs refugees. We're gonna call it anyway. Oh, my suggestion, may I propose it to the Gold Saucer is in order. Its proprietor is a member of the syndicate. and he's one of the few who pays refugees a fair wage. Well, to the gold source it is. I wonder, are you acquainted with Cuthbert Mandeville? Yes, I am actually. Yes, we met him. Then I need not explain his eccentric nature. Yes, I've gotten that far in the quest. That's ironic. Let us make our way to the landing, and I'll see word is sent to the gold saucer. Cuthbert should be only too glad to receive us. Wow, imagine coming all this way in the main quest, and this is the first time that you meet him. And then realizing that this has been around all along. Okay, we're going to the... There we go. I clicked the wrong one. No. I have ridden aboard a public airship before, but this shall be my first visit to the Gold Saucer. I must confess to some excitement. Oh dear. Now let's take the airship. I'd heard descriptions of its splendor, yet I never dreamed it would be so bright and inviting. Eh. No, I couldn't possibly. We did not come here to fritter away the royal coin. Robert will be expecting us. Come, let us head directly to the lounge and ignore these gaudy temptations. I believe this is where we are to meet Lord Mandeville. Shall we sit while we await his coming? There he is. My apologies, Your Grace. I have kept you waiting. No apologies are necessary, Godbert. My request was sudden, and you were kind to make yourself available at such short notice. When my son's good friend and the Altana herself came calling, there is no more important engagement. As to the purpose of my visit, I would have your thoughts on how the Crown might best aid the refugees residing in Thanalan. As you are aware, I am sure, that many of Alamigo's displaced sons and daughters long to return to their newly liberated homeland. And you are also aware how they will suffer without shelter and work to sustain them. I would use our nation's wealth to spare them that suffering. What advice have you for me on the matter of how it might best be distributed? The unusual circumstances of our meeting and your Grace's choice of companion would suggest me to a desire for an honest and unvarnished opinion. I shall give you one. My advice to you is stop. Taxing Uldar's wealth to save Alamigan refugees is a terrible, terrible idea. Ooh, yeah. He makes a very good point. You oppose my proposition? Most emphatically. I agree with your Grace that your refugees must have housing and employment, but what profit is there for Uldar in this arrangement? Profit? After all you have done for Girabani as displaced, I thought You, the very last person to seek to benefit from their misfortune. Forgive me, Your Grace, but you appear to be laboring under a misapprehension. It is a fine endeavor to support one's fellow man. I fear, however, that your stance is one born of pity. Your intent to save the refugees, is it not? For all our potential, we are indolent creatures by nature. If unconditional charity is all we know, then we begin to rely upon it, to expect it. And then we must consider Uldar's own poor and downtrodden. Should they hear of you spending the nation's coin, not to improve their lot, but to nurture the distant citizens of Alamigo, it is unlikely they will applaud your generosity. Surely it is not your Grace's intention to foster new resentments, but to spread goodwill? Indeed. And any support I pledge to the refugees must promote self-sufficiency, whilst also serving the interests of the people of Uldar. Exactly so. Such an arrangement will create a far more equitable relationship with the returning Alamegans, even as it generates the revenue required to win the approval of your subjects. He's smart. You have given me much to ponder, Lord Mandeville. I thank you for your candor. Let's see how it works out this time. Nanama appears to be reassessing her plans. Prophet, the thought never crossed my mind. But standing about lamenting my naivety will not do anyone any good. I shall consider my lesson learned and press on. Sidon, are you perchance acquainted with any successful merchants? If my attempt at philanthropy is obliged to reap a profit, it would seem wise to consult someone with a knack of business. Rowena. Oh. Oh, okay. Got me there. Ordinarily, I would not trust any agent of the East Alnar Trading Company, but if you hold this Hancock fellow in high esteem, I'm content to be led by you. You may repay my faith by journeying to distant Kugane and speaking with him on my behalf. Eager though I am to visit the shores, I have not the leisure for a lengthy sea voyage. Now, assuming you will travel as adventurous as adventurers are wont to do, I shall await your report by the Aetheryte in Uldar. A fair journey to you, Sidon. A swift one, if you please. That's easy. You think we're gonna walk there? I don't know. We need to go to the Ruby Bazaar. Greetings, honored sir. Will you be entering the Ruby Bazaar offices? Yes. Sidon, to what do I owe the pleasure, or are you here on business? Actually, yes. I beg your pardon? Her Grace's Sultana would have my opinion on how best to invest the wealth of Uldar? My dear Sidon, I have to thank you for this. Recognition, I am sure. And I am flattered that you came to me, truly flattered. But why settle for a lowly apprentice when you could have the master? Upon matters of profit, there is no living soul better qualified to advise her Grace than Chairman Lolorito, a man whose morning exertions are said to fill his guardrobe with gold. I should be happy to arrange a meeting for you, say, at the Scion's former headquarters in Thanalan. The Waking Sands would be a suitably neutral venue for negotiations, don't you think? Fare you well, Sidon, and may your dealings prove fruitful. Jesus. What is the cost to... How much will that cost? Really not that much more. Like doing 3 jump. Huh? 2 jumps plus extra walking for the price of 3 jumps. Oh, whoops, wrong one. Not ready for that yet. Welcome back, Sidon. Did your merchant friend have any useful advice to share? Not gonna be happy with this. What, Lalurito, and you agreed to this? I am well aware of his standing in the field of business, but I'd hoped to keep the monetarist at arm's length, and him in particular. Nay, I cannot live in fear of the man. I must learn how to treat with him. If I am to rule Uldar effectively. Very well. I will meet with Lolorito. Let us go ahead to the Waking Sands and prepare for his coming. Oh, thank you. Thank God. So this is where the Scions first congregated. I have heard many tales, but never had the occasion to visit. To work then. The hour of the meeting draws near, and I will gather my thoughts. Pray see to it that we have the appointed room to ourselves.
暁から砂の家に招かれるとはよほど重要な商談であるとそう考えてよろしいか。暗殺というなら遠慮させてもらいたいがな。
Oh, why is she also wearing the mask? He seems to find this amusing.
これは一本取られましたな。まさかここに来て商談相手にマスクをかぶられる気分を知ることになろうとは。これでよろしいですかな、七も陛下。いえ、リリラお嬢様とお呼びした方が。
He's so on top of it.
七もでよい。どうやら余興は楽しんでもらえたようなのでな。早速商談に移りたいのじゃが。
よろしいでしょう。一体どんな提案をしてくださるのですかな。
ザナラーンに居留するアラミゴ難民についてじゃ。彼らの祖国への帰還を支援したい。戦勝祝賀会の一件の詫びとして受け取ったそなたの財産の半分とテレジアデレジの権益、 これを財源として国
Ah,
費を投じるつもりじゃ。
reappropriation. I guess in this case it's, you know, quite justified.
しかしこの計画はアラミゴ難民のためだけではなく、我らウルダ派にとっても投資に見合う益のあるものとしたい。
Yeah, trade routes. Although they're kind of far, are they not? Yeah, because it's all the way across Black Shroud. How did they end up all the way there then? Why didn't they go? Why didn't the Alamegans go to the Black Shroud?
そして利益を上げることにかけて100億ギルの男と呼ばれるそなたに勝る者はおらぬじゃろ。どうか知恵と力を貸してはくれまいか。
どうやら女王陛下も世の中の仕組みというものをいろいろと学ばれたようですな。詳しい話をお聞かせ願いたい。なるほど。難民の帰国を支援する見返りに当地で新たな産業を起こし、利益の一部をウルダ派の民へ還元すると。良き考えと存じます。理念は実に素晴らしい。が、未だに事業としては具体的に言わざるを得ませんな。
さすがにウルダ派随一の商人じゃな。手厳しいが確かに具体案を考える必要がありそうじゃ。
What does Alamigo have that we don't? Bigger rocks.
ところでそなたは戦いの過程でギラバニアの地を横断し、様々な場所を見てきたはず。どこかに今回の計画に適した難民たちが住まい、産業を起こせるような集落はあったか？
Ooh, you want me to decide that? Saltery, that's in the locks, right? Must be. Alagana is Lisa's village. Alagiri is Ralban's. Has I'm gonna stay neutral. I'm gonna say the Saltery. It seems, you know, salt's kind of important.
ソルトリーか。ロッホセル湖に面した塩漬け工房があった寂れた村。かの塩湖の塩には独特の旨味がある。帝国の侵攻によって供給が断たれた時には美食家たちが大いに嘆いたものだ。
I got it right.
含めてな。
I mean, there's literally nothing at the other two.
塩とは食の基本にしていかようにも姿を変え多くの品を生む。そう。莫大なギルに姿を変えるやもしれぬな。
どうじゃ。当地の住人との交渉は必要になろうが、この計画に東アルデナード商会として乗るつもりはあるか？
よろしいでしょう。ギラバニアの白き結晶を我が商会の知恵と力によって100億のギルへと変えてご覧に入れましょう。
No, you don't want to do that. It does not end well.
それがアラミゴを助け、 かの猛牛が進むべき道を照らさんという我らが女王陛下のお望みとあらば。
交渉成立のようじゃな。
That went remarkably smooth. I fear it will be many years before I feel comfortable taking part in such negotiations. But I shall not complain. We have picked Lolorito's interest and secured his invaluable expertise. Thank you, Sidon. I could not have done it without you. Excuse me. Anamo is ready to move ahead with her plan. Our course is decided. I shall return to the palace and have my ministers begin work on implementing the particulars of the plan. If I could prevail upon you one more thing, Sidon, I would ask that you convey the details of our negotiations to Commander Hex on your return to Alamigo. Yes. My thanks again. Together we have laid the groundwork for an endeavor which promises to benefit the peoples of Alamigo and Uldar. Okay, back to Alamigo. Island, you're back. What did Nanamo... I'm sorry, are you allowed to talk about your audience with the Sultana? Allowed. Came to relay it to you. So, Raban says he's going to return to Uldar, but he isn't sure he wants to. Tell us something we don't know. But I'm pleased to hear she's committed to helping our refugees come home. And this plan to revitalize the Saltery does make a lot of sense. Quite how you convince her to seek Lolorito's help is another question. After all that has happened, he's the very last person I would expect her to turn to for advice. But on a more practical note, Lise, assuming the interim government elects to accept Uldar's proposal, I have one caveat I should like to include you in the bargain. Alamigo must be permitted to cover a portion of the investment. We have a fortune at our disposal, after all, and allowing Uldar to provide the entirety of the capital will afford Lolorito too much control. Ah, he's smart. He's learning. Honestly, Alphanode, it's like Kugane never happened. What exactly does a ruthless profiteer have to do to earn your trust? But yes, you do make a good point. First things first, though, we need to discuss this proposal with the Saltery's residents. Whisker, how do you fancy explaining the Sultana's plan to your grandfather? I'd like to hear what thinks of the idea before agreeing to anything. Right away, Commander. Would you mind coming alongside him? I might need you to fill in the details. And I shall come as well. Should Watt wish to discuss figures, my knowledge of the nation's finances might prove useful. Speak with what? I'm lazy, yes. What is with that? Oh wow, that banding. Sorry, that anti-aliasing gone crazy. What manner of mischief brings you to... Wait, he's... Oh, it's the old guy. Alright. What manner of mischief brings you young'uns to old... What this time, eh? They want to rebuild the Sultry, Grandad. Fight him, tell him about the deal. Well, bugger me. We've never had the coin or the hands to put the place back into how it was. It sounds like that's about to change. It's just one small wrinkle in your plan. It doesn't account for all the nasties queuing up to eat anyone who goes near the shore. The king used to send soldiers to cull the buggers, but the Imperials weren't about to help the likes of us. Don't worry, Grandad. We'll take care of all of that. Commander Hex has been talking about starting up regular patrols, and I'm sure she'd assign me to the lock if I asked. I'd appreciate that, Biscar, my lad. Truly I would. But does this mean you've gotten better with that blade of yours? I've been training, aye, but mostly to kill Imperials. You've some experience hunting monsters, don't you, Sidon? You could say this. You could say that. Think you could cast an eye over a few of the local beasties and teach... You've some experience hunting monsters, don't you, Sidon? Think you could cast an eye over a few of the local beasties and teach me how to deal with them? Well, you see, it's really much the same. Let's not waste any time then. We'll see you. I'll see you by the lock. Whilst you are busy attending to the local fauna, I shall have Master Watts explain to me exactly what is required to restore the Saltery to its former glory. Good hunting. Right then, Sidon, you've got a spyglass here. I've got a spyglass here you can use to take a closer look at these pests. Once you've gotten their measure, you can tell me what to do, and I'll see how well I get on. Search your surroundings for yabbies. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Target a yabby and inspect it with click. Execute observe. Its head. What am I aiming at? It's a weak point. There's probably... Maybe it's I. Oh, the belly, surely. Under the tail. I mean, I'm surely not observing the wrong thing here. There's literally nothing else for me to... Wait, what? What's that? Oh. Skinny legs. That doesn't look like a weak point. Wait, did it change now? Come on, really? I clicked like every single part of this thing. Okay, that's its chitin. Wait, right under there. Please, no, now it's raining. Oh my god. Surely its head. Or under its neck. Come on. Okay, this takes much longer. Okay, screw this. I'm googling this. This seems really weird. Yeah, I'm probably gonna kick myself too. But I do not have all night to sit and click this thing. In the side of its head, but that was like the first place I went. Aim at the troll apparently. That is very finicky. The Yabby's entire body is protected by a hard carapace, but the underside of the head looks soft and vulnerable. Ah, looks like you found a Yabby. They say hitting their shells like smacking a rock. Any suggestions? Vulnerable under the head, are they? Alright then, wish me luck. Oh, good luck. Yeah, well done. Thanks, Aiden. I did just as you told me, and the wave can wind down like a sack of potatoes. Let's find something else. I think I can handle the yabbies now, so we should try something different. What else is out there? Search your surroundings for phobads. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Target a phobad and inspect it with a click. Okay, well, at least now that I know what the thingy looks like, I know that I don't have to click all the time. The head. The phobad's hands are large and powerful, but destroying his crystallized core will render the salt golem inanimate. You'll sense power pulsating from behind its brow. Ugh, a phobad. How do I defeat one of those? Yeah. Inside its head, is it? I'll try to stab right between the eyes then. Da-da-da. It's not easy fighting with the Liberator of Alamigo watching your every move, but I got the job done. Thanks for the advice, Aiden. I feel a lot better prepared for my patrols now. Anyway, we should head back to the Salt Route before Grandad starts to worry. I've been snipped into pieces and fed to a Yabby's hatchlings. I see you've returned in one piece. It dealt with those beasties, did you? I fought them myself after a bit of instruction from Sidon here, like. Once I've shared what I've learned with the others, we should have no trouble keeping the shoreline clear. Good lad. Fine young man you've become, Whisker. Fine young man indeed. Too often of late I hear tales of folk over in the city, drunk on victory and hungry for revenge, their heads stuck firmly in the past. But we need to set our sights on the future, on things which will improve our lot. Things like getting the sultry ready to welcome our long-lost countrymen. Oh, cool. Ooh, a weapon. Item level 370. I'm gonna have to check who needs that. And the measure of his orchestration roll. Nice. A blissful arrival. Alphonse seems satisfied that he and Watt are of one mind. It seems Whiskar has the sultry security well in hand. I, meanwhile, have discussed the next steps with Master Watt and completed my inspection of the site. With a little work, the vacant buildings here could be made into very presentable dwellings. Message from General Alden. What's going on? Apologies for the interruption, sir, but the General would like to speak with you at the earliest convenience. Do not feel obliged to wait around on my account. I will remain here to hammer out the finer details with Watt, and act as an intermediary with our business partners in Uldar. You should go. General Alden asked that you wait for him by the main gate in the Alamegan Quarter. My apologies again, sir. Fare you well.
遅くなった。
It's okay. We have all the time in the world.
またもフォルドラの処刑を求める市民たちが騒ぎを起こしてな。対応のため走り回っていたのだ。どうにか説得して解散はさせたが。やれやれ。貴様に愚痴を言っても始まらんな。話というのはだな。山岳地帯への進軍中にアレンバルドたちの部隊が拘束した2人の捕虜のことだ。
当初はその軍曹から帝国兵と思われていたが、取り調べの過程で正体が判明した。
Oh yes, those guys. I think we determined that they're young Alamegans that probably are probably trying to curry favor or were being blackmailed or something to that
ユー
effect.
ハセとローレンティス。そう。イルベルトに従って逃亡していたクリスタル・ブレイブの3頭だ。どう
Yes,
やら
we
奴ら
do.
はバイサルの頂上にて神竜召喚の贄とするため、解放軍の闘士たちを虐殺するのに一役買ったらしい。
そんな連中を貴様ならどう裁く？
Aw. I don't. Yeah. They'll just be made martyrs if you do that.
あれだけの裏切りを受けてなお除名を求めると。優しいな、貴様は。
There is worse than death, though.
ともかく貴様の気持ちはよくわかった。いずれ同盟軍として法廷で裁くことになろうが、その時には参考として貴様の意見も提出しておこう。
When does our opinion ever actually change anything? Really?
さて、要件はここまでなのだが、すまぬが、もう少し時間をもらえるか。
Sure.
イルベルドの件では貴様にも迷惑をかけたな。我が輩のどちらつかずにも見える態度が奴を強行へ誘った面があるのは間違いない。すまなかった。
Not really your fault, man. No.
だが貴様を筆頭とした暁にピピンを含めたエオルゼア同盟軍の将兵たち、そしてアラミゴの同胞たちの奮戦によって祖国は奪還できた。
Things are looking way too cozy.
暫定政権の主導で新たな国の在り方についてもほどなく方向性が示されることになるだろう。そうなれば我が輩はウルダハへと戻り、これまで通りナナモ様を支えるつもりだ。
But is that what you truly want?
父上。
もちろんここアラミゴは我が輩の生まれ故郷であり、捨て去りたいわけではない。
He's a man of his
秘
word,
境を考えなかったわけではないのだ。
and he will not forsake his duty.
実のところ一人の気ままな傭兵として貴様と共に戦いたいと無双したことすらあるのだぞ。だが我が輩はナナモ様の剣になると誓った身。やはりその誓いを破るわけにはいかぬのだ。
父上、それは真なる心の声なのですか？
I would say it is.
無論だ。
Yeah.
我が剣と心は常にナナモ様と共にある。どうしてだろうな。貴様にはこの決意を伝えておきたいと思ったのだ。
That took longer than I intended, but at least you know where I stand. Now that's settled, Orenthal, what news? We may have a problem, sir. A group of Ananta has arrived at the main gates, and I don't mean the Vera. These are Kalyana, the ones that summoned the Primal. They're insisting they be allowed to attend the council. Lise is trying to reason with them. She may need some help. An invitation was extended to all of the native beast tribes, but we assumed Kalyana would refuse it out of hand. We had best go to see for ourselves. Pippin, take command of our forces and be ready for battle. Titan, you've dealt with these Kalyana before. I'd have you at my side. Oh, hello, Crocady. I'm sorry, I didn't see your chat there. Oh, yes. Yeah, the Crystal Tower does have a lot of cutscenes. I mean, it is also comes like between, or like in a smaller patch, so it's where there's not so much main story. But the one I'm doing, the Alliance Raid I'm doing now for Stormblood, and the Heaven's Ward one also has quite a bit of cutscenes, quite a lot in fact. But I find them way more interesting than the Crystal Tower as side stories. Okay, well, let me. If you want, we can. When I'm finished this quest, we can do. We can go. We can do Circus Tower if you like. Hi then, Ralbon. Gods, it's good to see you. Ah, Slayer has come. We have not forgotten how you sinned against the Lady of Bliss, but we do not come here to shed blood. You claim to seek harmony with all who call Girabania home. If this is truly your wish, you will welcome us as envoys of the Anant. It is our wish, and you are welcome, but we cannot condone the summoning of primals. If you want to enter the palace, I must first ask that you surrender any crystal jewelry. You have my word that it will all be returned to you when the meeting is over. We will do as you ask, but you will not have our weapons. We are not so foolish as to place ourselves entirely at the mercy of our tormentors. I reckon that's the closest we're going to get to a compromise, and we will have people standing guard. Aye, let them keep their swords. Then we have an agreement. Lead the way to your meeting chamber. Why do I have the feeling we welcome the White Prince harmless? Okay, I think I'm going to leave it here for tonight, and I guess this week until next week, Wednesday. Made some good progress in the story. I think to get it taking. I think we closed a nice little chapter there, and looks like things are going to take a little bit of a turn. So curious to see where it goes and what the Kalyana have in store for us. I guess we can use that. As far as I know, yes. Well. What? Oh, whoops. Oh, okay. Oh, that's really cool. Cool. Ah, I must... Oh, I got that from the dungeon. Rapier. I don't actually see what that... Oh, that one. Yeah, that one's pretty cool. But I do really like this. Yeah, I'm gonna make a glamour out of this. I think I could do with a bit of a change. A nice skirt as well. Okay, so that's... The red mage is 328. 322. 324. 322. I guess we'll open it up for... Wait, I missed one. Yeah, 350. Oh yes, because I got the accessories. $290. Oh, that's 370. Wait, wrong one. We'll take the spoon weapon. Looks pretty cool. Just make it stand in the light. That is actually a really cool weapon. I like that. Okay, that's gonna be it for Quest tonight and the stream. Thank you very much for watching, and good night.